Imagine for a moment that you're not just watching Stranger Things for the monsters or the synthwave nostalgia, but for the secrets, the hidden blueprints to wealth that lie beneath the Upside Down. Think that's crazy? Think again. What if I told you that the same show that gave you chills can also give you chills of inspiration, financial inspiration? That Stranger Things, in all its supernatural madness, might just hold the golden keys to transforming your bank account and rewiring your financial reality? In the quiet town of Hawkins, Indiana, the unlikeliest heroes rise up, kids with flashlights and bikes taking on creatures from a parallel world. Now let that sink in. Ordinary people, extraordinary chaos, massive stakes. Doesn't that sound a little like the financial world? A place where the average person faces invisible threats, debt, inflation, bad habits, but also uncovers mysterious opportunities if they dare to explore the unknown? Let's dive deeper. 11. She's more than a girl with psychic powers. She's the embodiment of focused energy. She teaches us that when you channel your mind, when you block out the noise and silence the distractions, you can move things. Literally, but figuratively too. What if your thoughts about money are just like her powers? Wild, uncontrolled, but brimming with potential. Harness them, and you could break through the walls of scarcity just like she shattered walls with her mind. Now think about the Demogorgon. Scary, yes, but also predictable. It lurks in the shadows, just like your financial fears, just like that credit card balance, that missed opportunity, that impulse spending. The Demogorgon only wins when you hide. But the moment you face it, like Mike and Dustin did, the rules change. In finance, your demons are beatable, but only if you step out of the dark and look at them dead on. Remember the Upside Down. That haunting mirror of our world, distorted, dangerous, and hidden. That's your unconscious money mindset, a reality you live in without even knowing. You might think you're earning, saving, trying, but deep down you're stuck in loops from your past. Beliefs about money planted in you by parents, culture, scarcity. Stranger Things teaches us, to escape the Upside Down, you must see it first. Awareness is the escape hatch. And what about Hopper? The man's been through loss, regret, and isolation. Yet he shows up, he fights, he rebuilds. He teaches us that wealth isn't just about how much you have, but how much you endure and still move forward. Every financial failure and it's not a full stop, it's just a comma. It's a plot twist, not the finale. Hopper would tell you, resilience pays dividends. Then there's the group dynamic. Stranger Things is not a solo show. It's about community. Each kid brings a unique strength. One is logical, one is brave, one is skeptical, one has a slingshot. In your financial life, this means assembling your own party. Mentors, books, podcasts, tools. Don't go into the financial Upside Down alone. Wealth, like monsters, is best handled in teams. Let's talk about timing. In Stranger Things, hesitation costs lives. But preparation, that's the real superpower. Every episode builds tension, yet the smartest characters act when others freeze. Investing is no different. Fortune doesn't favor the brave. It favors the ready. Start before you're perfect. Move before the market feels safe. The gates to wealth open just before fear tells you to turn back. Curiosity killed the cat, they say. But in Hawkins, curiosity saved lives. The characters ask questions. They explore what others ignore. That's how you grow rich, not by copying, but by wondering. What if I invested differently? What if I started that side hustle? What if I broke this financial loop? Curiosity is the flashlight in your economic darkness. Shine it boldly. So next time you hit play on Stranger Things, remember, it's more than sci-fi. It's a masterclass in mindset, a financial allegory, dressed in 80s flair. Monsters are real, but so are miracles, and both exist in the choices you make, the fears you face, and the worlds you dare to enter. Are you ready to flip your own reality and turn your financial upside down into a breakthrough? And if you're still watching this, it means something inside you just clicked. Maybe it's the echo of a dream you had when you were younger. A dream of being free, of building a life on your terms, of never stressing about bills again. Or maybe it's just the thrill of realizing you've been in your own upside down for far too long. The truth? No one's coming to save you. But like 11, you don't need saving, you need unlocking, because deep within you is a kind of wealth that doesn't start in your wallet, it starts in your vision. Think about it, every major shift in Stranger Things began when someone saw what others missed. Will felt the upside down before anyone else believed him. Joyce strung up Christmas lights when the world called her crazy. That's what wealth building is like at first. It looks crazy. It sounds weird. But those who see it before it's obvious are the ones who cash in when it becomes undeniable. And let's not forget the theme of patterns. The characters in Hawkins survive because they start seeing the signs, the loops, the triggers, the repetition. That's the same with your money. Are you stuck in a paycheck-to-paycheck loop? Spending when you're emotional? Ignoring the fine print? The monster feeds off ignorance, but patterns are power. And once you break the loop, you break the curse. Then there's the portal, that eerie gate that lets things in and out. You've got one too. It's called your attention. Every ad you scroll past, every influencer you follow, every financial decision you delay. It's either closing your portal to prosperity or keeping it wide open for chaos. Where your focus goes, your money flows. Period. Stranger Things reminds us guard the gate and choose wisely what you allow through. And maybe the most powerful lesson of all, nothing changes until someone decides to act. Every season, one character stands up and says, no more. No more hiding, no more running, no more pretending this isn't real. That's your cue. Decide. Not tomorrow, not next year, not when the next paycheck lands. Decide now that you're going to play the game differently. That you're not waiting for the economy, the government, or luck. You're flipping the board and playing with your own rules. Because wealth isn't just a number. It's a rebellion. It's saying, I'm done living small. It's saying, my story matters, and if Stranger Things taught us anything, it's this. No matter how dark it gets, no matter how terrifying the odds, the light always wins, but only for those who fight for it. So let me ask you one final question. Are you the kind of person who turns off the TV and goes back to scrolling? Or are you the kind of person who realizes they've just been handed a secret map? One that leads out of the upside down and into the life you were meant to live. Because if you're ready, truly ready, then stay close. Because this isn't just a story anymore, it's the start of your financial awakening. And here we are, still walking together through the foggy woods of Hawkins, flashlights flickering, hearts pounding. But now, something's different. You're not just watching anymore, you're seeing. You're connecting the dots between fiction and finance, between fantasy and your future. And suddenly, the idea of becoming wealthy doesn't feel like a far-off dream. It feels like a hidden code you're finally starting to crack. Every character in Stranger Things had a moment where they could have given up. Think of Nancy, she could have ignored the signs. Think of Steve, he could have stayed shallow. Even 11 could have stayed hidden in the woods, afraid of her power, but none of them did. And neither should you. Your wealth isn't in what you've lost or what you lack. It's in your decision to lean into discomfort, to follow the trail even when you don't see the end. Real money, real wealth. It starts where your excuses end. It's born in that awkward silence where your mind says, I can't, and your soul replies, watch me. Just like our heroes in Hawkins, you don't need to be ready. You just need to be willing. Willing to learn. Willing to fail forward. Willing to look ridiculous for a season so you can live ridiculously free for a lifetime. Now let's talk monsters again, not the ones from the upside down, but the ones in your real world. The job that drains you, the debt that haunts you, The fear of investing, the guilt of starting late. These are real beasts, but monsters shrink when you shine the light of knowledge on them. Pick up a book. Watch that finance video you've been ignoring. Open the app, make the budget. Knowledge isn't just power, it's your sword. And you know what else? Money follows confidence, not arrogance, confidence. The quiet certainty that says, I may not know it all, but I know where I'm going. Every kid in Hawkins had a moment when they stepped up. That's your call now. No more waiting for perfect conditions. No more saying, I'm not good with money. You become good with money. The same way Mike became a leader, by choosing to try even when it's scary. Wealth also rewards those who dare to question. Why am I still broke? Why do I buy things I don't need? Why haven't I started that business? In Stranger Things, the truth was always just beneath the surface, but only for those who dared to dig. Are you digging, or are you just walking in circles on safe ground, too afraid to get your hands dirty? Your financial freedom lives beyond the gate. But here's the kicker. That gate doesn't open with luck. It opens with leverage, with habits, with discipline, with vision. That's the real power. Not supernatural telekinesis, but the power to say no today so you can say yes tomorrow. The power to invest when others spend. The power to build when others sleep. That's the wealth you came here to find. Let me drop one more gem. Money amplifies who you already are. Just like Eleven's powers, they grow with her emotions. If you're generous now, you'll be more generous with millions. If you're reckless now, you'll be dangerously reckless with more. So don't wait for riches to become the person you want to be. Start acting like that person now, because wealth doesn't change you. It reveals you. And listen, you are the main character here. This isn't background noise. This is the moment in the story when the hero realizes they were the key all along. And maybe you needed to hear it from me, or maybe you just needed permission to dream again. But if you've made it this far, it's not by accident. Something inside you is waking up. Don't put it back to sleep. We're not playing small anymore. Not after this. You've seen the code beneath the chaos. You've seen how stories can hold truths and how fiction can light fires. You've walked the edge of two worlds, the one you've been stuck in and the one you could create. The only question left is, which one will you choose to live in? If this stirred something in you, then don't let the moment slip away. Hit that like button, not for me, but for you, as a small act of commitment. Subscribe to the channel, because this is just the beginning of a journey we're walking together. Drop a comment telling me what part hit you the hardest. I read everyone. Share this with that one friend who's been stuck, who needs to hear that their story isn't over yet. And if you haven't watched the previous videos, go back. There are gems hidden all over this channel, each one a puzzle piece to your financial transformation. Don't miss the full picture, because remember, the only thing scarier than facing your monsters is realizing you had the power to defeat them all along and never did.